First thing we do is stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Amy, can we have a roll call, please?
Here.
Here.
Here. Here.
Here.
Here. Here.
Okay, next approval of the minutes from the April 8th and the April 15th organizational meeting minutes.
I move approval.
First and second on the meeting minutes. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next, going to approval of bills with Mr. Bierstead.
Mayor and Council, I move to approve payment of bills in the amount of $1,216,566.38, subject to the controller.
So move.
First and second on approval of the bills. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mike, somebody's mic's not on.
Okay. I'm going to make a motion quick to amend the agenda. I need to add a proclamation recognizing the UW River Falls women's hockey team, and we'll read it along with the other proclamations at the end of the agenda.
I'll second your motion.
First and second, all in favor of amending the agenda?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Next, we'll move into public comments. If there's anybody in the audience that has anything like to say, now would be the time. Come on up.
Looks like only two of you got the note on the apparel for tonight.
Yep.
I'm William Hanson, N8723, 1025th Street in River Falls. Tonight I have two comments about agenda items that relate to our Junction Falls Dam and hydroelectric generation. Item 1 relates to the proposed expense of over $109,000 for fossil fuel fired backup generating water well number 4. Consider that Junction Falls Hydro runs 24/7. It's here, requires no fossil fuel or investment. Could it be configured as a possible emergency backup power supply? Number 2, you have a resolution tonight, the migratory bird resolution, that states in part that whereas migratory birds and their habitat are declining throughout Wisconsin, know that destroying Lake George will reduce biodiversity in the Kinney corridor and reduce local bird count due to loss of habitat. Please consider these two issues relating to the possible destruction of the Junction Falls Dam and Hydro. Also remember this Saturday is Earth Fest at the University Center. Please plan to attend. There are lots of good things going on there, and you are part of the program, part of setting that program up and helping it continue to run. Thank you.
Thank you, William. Anybody else have anything?
Mr. Mayor, I have a public comment
Yep.
tonight. Mr. Mayor, I'd like to recognize Earth Day, which is today, April 22nd. Happy Earth Day to everyone. I also want to invite everyone to Earth Fest, which is from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. on this Saturday, April 26th, at the University of Wisconsin River Falls University Center. This event celebrates sustainability efforts in our community and offers activities, free food, and entertainment for attendees of all ages. Stop by from 12 to 4 p.m. There is also a pre-event performance from the Smoky Town Singers at 11 a.m. Hope to see you there. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Okay. Next, we'll move on to, we'll close the council hearing and open up a public hearing on first reading of Ordinance 2025-03. This is annexation of property at 53 Woodridge Drive and 555 Powell Avenue. It's an application of a future land use classification of medium density residential and a zoning classification of R2 multiple family residence district to the subject property. The petition for annexation received by the city is to annex approximately 7.28 acres from the town of Troy to the city of River Falls with a plan to develop a 24-unit town home development on the property. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna have a presentation by our senior planner, Holly Melhorn, and then after that, we'll open it up to the public if anybody has anything.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, good evening, Mr. Mayor and members of the council. I am Harley Melhorn, Senior Planner. This item is regarding an annexation petition, change in future land use, and proposed rezoning for property located north of Powell Avenue between Woodridge and Oak Ridge Drives. An annexation petition is a request from a landowner or owners to become part of the city of River Falls. Notably, this is not a request for development, and no formal plans are part of this particular request before you tonight. If the property is annexed, plans for future development would be reviewed for conformance with city ordinance at that time. A unanimous petition requesting annexation from the town of Troy to the city of River Falls has been submitted by Rolling Hills Development for one full parcel and a portion of two parcels totaling approximately 7.28 acres adjacent to Powell Avenue. The area as outlined in blue on the graphic on screen is the limit of the proposed annexation. Both by policy and as a matter of statute, the city only annexes properties that request annexation via petition, as was submitted unanimously by the property owners and residents of the territory in question in this particular case. City Code lists items that should be considered when an annexation petition is received. Is the location contiguous with city boundary? And is the current or proposed use of the area compatible with adjacent land uses? If the area is annexed into the city, an appropriate zoning district should be applied. In determining which zoning district is most appropriate, the city reviews the comprehensive plan, the zoning ordinance, and adjacent land uses. As for the first consideration, the image on screen illustrates the annexation's abutment to Powell Avenue, the south side of which is City of River Falls right-of-way. Thus, it is contiguous with the City of River Falls. As for the second consideration, as illustrated in the graphics, the proposed site, which is to be annexed as a residentially zoned property, is entirely surrounded by existing residential. The proposed future land use classification is consistent with the current future land use, going from urban area boundary medium density residential to medium density residential within the city. The proposed zoning of R2 is consistent with such a classification. The next step after tonight is for the council to have a second reading and disposition. In summary, the proposed annexation area is contiguous with city boundaries. A change in future land use classification from UAB MDR to MDR within the city is compatible with the surrounding area and comp plan and will allow for efficient development of the property. And further, an application of R2 multiple family residential would align with the goals of the comp plan, and residential uses on the property are anticipated to be compatible with existing surrounding land uses. At their April 2nd meeting, the Plan Commission forwarded the annexation petition with a favorable recommendation to council. So with that, thank you for your time, Mr. Mayor. I'll turn it back to you.
Thanks, Harley. So we're in a public hearing, so if there's anybody in the audience that has anything like to say about this, now would be the time to come forward. Okay, if not, we will close the public hearing and reopen up the council hearing. And if the council has any questions on this? Okay. Okay, we'll move on to the consent agenda. First thing is acknowledgement of the following minutes. We have the bid board from 11/12/24. We have the library board from 3/3. We have the plan commission from 1/7. We have the park and rec advisory board from 3/19. Next one is a resolution approving the plan unit development development plan for the Sycamore 2 project. This resolution approves the plan unit development for a 24-unit senior living memory care facility and 8 units of independent living patio home styles. Approval establishes the basic rights of use for the area and fulfills community needs outlined in the 2022 housing study. Next thing is a resolution initiating the discontinuance of a portion of right-of-way on East Charlotte Street. This resolution initiates the process for the discontinuance of a public right-of-way which will aid in achieving the land use request in item 4 of the consent agenda. Next thing is a resolution approving the purchase of a portable generator for well 4 and wastewater lift stations. Next one is a resolution approving the award to Monarch Paving Company contract to restore and pave wastewater treatment facility parking lot. And the last one is a resolution designating May 10th, 2025 as World Migratory Bird Day. Does anybody want to pull anything?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to pull number 4 and 5.
Okay, anything else?
I'd like to pull 7, please.
Okay,
Mr. Mayor, I move approval of consent agenda items 3A through D, 6 and 8.
Second.
okay. Got a first and a second. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, and Mr. Morissette, you pulled 4 and 5.
I pulled 4 and 5 because I have a conflict of interest on these two items, so I will need to abstain. So if the clerk could
Okay.
mark me as abstain for those two, I'd
Thank you.
appreciate it. Thank you.
In that case, I will move approval of consent agenda items 4 and 5.
Second.
Okay, first and second. Any other questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And Mr.
pulled
Burek, you
7.
pulled 7.
I pulled 7, and is Dean here?
Yep, he's back here.
And Dean might have to answer this. So, Dean, I know we talked about, we have the bids from Monarch for putting down the pavement, but how many hours and how much time and dollars is it gonna take for us to get the lots prepped so they can put down the pavement? Because I think that's part of the agreement, right? That we prep everything and then they come down and put down the pavement.
Yes, the streets department is gonna pull the current pavement out, then get it somewhat shaped is what they call it.
Right.
And then Monarch will finish prepping it and then pave it. I don't have a time frame of what it'll cost or how long it'll take.
Okay.
We discussed this last night. We don't charge interdepartmentally. We kind of just work together.
Mhm.
We do stuff for them, they do stuff for us. So cost-wise, it'll be nothing for the utility, but I don't know the time frame.
Okay, fair enough. And then, while I have you here, what would happen if we didn't pave those lots? I mean, the reason I bring this up is because coming down from Apollo, that road's pretty rough. So anything you're driving down there, you're gonna be driving onto this new paved road. So are we gonna chew that new parking lot up coming
Well,
down from Apollo?
So the plan is Oak Hills is gonna develop the road most of the way down the hill.
Yeah,
And we have a plan in place for possibly next year about a year from now, to finish that road. From what I understand, that's what I've been told.
so are we maybe better off waiting until we do that all at one crack so we don't chew up the new pavement?
Possibly, but it'll be a lot less expensive because Monarch is gonna be here paving the dryer project. So we're doing it in conjunction with them, so the cost is less for us to do it while they're here, as opposed to having them come back.
Okay, but somebody would have to finish that up at the Apollo Road, so they'd be here at that time.
It's a
too.
possibility, yeah.
Okay, all right, you answered what I want. Thanks,
All
Dean.
right, yep.
Appreciate it. So I guess with that, I'd like to move that we accept this.
Second.
Okay, first and second. Other questions or comments on this? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, next move on to administrator's report. If Scott's got anything for us or anybody's got anything for Scott?
Happy to take any questions.
No, nobody's got anything? Scott, you got anything? Okay. See, we'll move on to, I believe I got one good news thing. Today's Earth Day, and on Saturday, the city will be participating in Earth Fest at the UWRF campus. I'd encourage people in town to stop by the event from 12 to 4 p.m. Earth Fest celebrates sustainability efforts in our community and it has lots of great activities and entertainment for the whole family, which you've already heard once today. But now you know. Okay, so I got some other announcements. We have some proclamations. First, we'll do the Police Appreciation Week proclamation.
All right, thank you, Mayor.
Set.
Police Appreciation Week, May 11th through the 17th, 2025. Whereas the police officers of River Falls have worked devotedly and unselfishly on behalf of the people of this community, regardless of peril or hazard to themselves. These officers have safeguarded the lives and property of all in River Falls, and by their service and their dedicated efforts, these men and women have earned the gratitude of the city of River Falls. And whereas in 1962, President John F. Kennedy was authorized by Congress to proclaim May 15th of each year as National Peace Officers Memorial Day in honor of all peace officers who have been killed or disabled in the line of duty. And whereas the presidential proclamation also designated that each year on the calendar week in which May 15th occurs or precedes shall be proclaimed Police Appreciation Week in recognition of the services given by the men and women who, day and night, stand guard in our communities, and proclaim May 15th, 2025 as Police Officer Memorial Day. Now therefore, Dan Tolan, Mayor of the City of River Falls, does hereby proclaim the week of May 11th through the 17th, 2025 as Police Appreciation Week in the City of River Falls, and encourages all citizens to observe the week with law enforcement officers, past and present, who by their faithful and loyal devotion to their responsibilities have rendered a dedicated service to their communities, and proclaim May 15th, 2025 as Peace Officer Memorial Day in honor of those law enforcement officers who through their courageous deeds have made the ultimate sacrifice to serve their community or have become disabled in the performance of their duty. Given under his hand and seal of the City of River Falls on this 22nd day of April 2025.
Thank you, Mr. Morissette. Okay, next, I'm gonna read the 56th Annual Professional Municipal Clerk Week's proclamation, which is May 4th through May 10th. Whereas the office of the professional municipal clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world. And whereas the office of the professional municipal clerk is the oldest among public servants. And whereas the office of the professional municipal clerk serve as the official record keepers of their respective municipalities and are tasked with ensuring transparency and communication between governing bodies that represent and the people they serve. Whereas professional municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all. And whereas the professional municipal clerk serves as the information center on functions of local government and community. Whereas professional municipal clerks continually strive to provide essential support in the administration of elections and work to improve the administration of their responsibilities through partnership, collaboration, and partnership in education programs, seminars, workshops, and conferences. Whereas it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the office of the professional municipal clerk. Now, therefore, I, Dan Tolan, Mayor of City of Falls, do recognize the week of May 4th through May 10th, 2025 as Professional Municipal Clerks Week, and further extend appreciation to a professional municipal clerk and to all professional municipal clerks for the vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the communities they represent. Given under my hand and seal of the City of River Falls this 22nd day of April, 2025. And next, Ms. Odine will read the University of Wisconsin Women's Hockey Team proclamation.
This is a proclamation congratulating the University of Wisconsin River Falls women's hockey team on winning the 2025 NCAA Division III Women's Hockey National Championship. Whereas the University of Wisconsin River Falls women's hockey team won its second consecutive national championship after defeating Amherst College 3-1 in the championship game on its home ice at Hunt Arena. And whereas the UW River Falls women's hockey team demonstrated exceptional perseverance, talent, and sportsmanship throughout the 2024-25 season. And whereas senior co-captain Bailey Olson became the fourth Falcon to win the Laura Hurd National Player of the Year award and was named the NCAA tournament's most outstanding player. And whereas the team was led by co-captains Allison Crothers, Kenzie Dunn, and Bailey Olson, who were joined by teammates McKenna Aure, Catherine Bell, Kennedy Bylenberg-Howarth, Ellie Bryce, Kat Donna, Megan Goudreau, Olivia Hansen, Peyton Hickson, Courtney Jacobs, Kylie Jones, Madison Catterlick, McKenna Catterlick, Madison Laverne, Brooke Lemke, Kalila Lindquist, Alex Nickham, Kaylee Nickham, Jordan O'Kane, Sammy Poole, Anna Rader, Caitlin Ron, and Izzy Steffs. And whereas the team was managed by brilliant coaches and staff, led by Joe Cranston, assistant coaches Jim Walsh, Amanda Ryder, and Jeremy Weiss, athletic trainer Sean Peterson, strength and conditioning coach Jake Anderson, and student managers Jenna Caspers and Megan Daniels. And whereas the UW River Falls community and the city of River Falls take pride in the integrity, leadership, and excellence the team has demonstrated in its historic accomplishments. Now therefore be it resolved that members of the River Falls Common Council do hereby commend the University of Wisconsin River Falls women's hockey team, the coaching staff, the athletic department, and the chancellor on winning the 2025 NCAA Division III Women's Hockey National Championship title, and wish the student athletes, coaches, and staff continued success on and off the ice.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, next, I have a couple appointments I'd like to make. I'd like to reappoint Mark Klecker through May of 2028 to the Utility Advisory Board. And I'd like to reappoint John Longsdorf through April of 2030 to the Police and Fire Commission.
I make a motion, we accept the mayor's appointments.
Second.
First and second on appointments. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, next, recess into closed session per Wisconsin State Statutes 1985 1E for the following purposes: deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business, whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require closed session. To wit, property in River Falls Industrial Park.
I make a motion to move into closed session.
Second.
Got a first and a second. Can I have a roll call, please?
Yes.
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 Okay, we will go into open or closed session here.
Boy, am I glad we didn't list all the officers that I had to read by name.
Should we have said something about new fire chief?
I don't think,
He's accepted it.
He's accepted.